Hi everyone, I'm Jamie and I'm here today with Adrián, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that properly, who is a postdoc from the Department of Geography and Environment, and he spent many years now in the UK, although he did his PhD not at the University of York but in another university in England. Adrián is from Chile, and we're going to be talking today about various aspects of doing a PhD as an international student. But we're going to be starting first with talking about kind of planning and mapping your academic career. So yeah, maybe you'd like to share your gems of wisdom with us.
Thank you, Jamie, and thank you for organizing this, because I think it's very important. Especially, I know it's very important for everyone, but I think it's specifically for international students, especially those that hadn't been to the UK before. Like I hadn't been to the UK before when I started. It's really important to hear some experiences and some words of reassurance. I think that everything is going to be okay. I think. So yeah, my name is Adrián. I'm from Mexico, not from Chile.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I don't know why I got it in my head that you were from Chile.
That's okay. That's gonna play into a little bit, because I did end up living in Chile, so that's okay. So I'm from Mexico. I came to do my PhD in 2011 at the University of East Anglia, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that experience I had, now that I can reflect back on the experiences I had over there, and how what I did during my PhD ended up really influencing the decisions and the opportunities I had post PhD in terms of my academic career. And you know, I've never felt like I'm someone who can give advice as such, but at least I can tell you my experience, and obviously offer any help if you want to contact me separately. But what I realized whilst I was doing my PhD is that there are a lot of opportunities, right? There are a lot of opportunities to engage in other activities, and sometimes as an international student, you don't feel like you should be able to do them, or you shouldn't be able to be put forward to do these activities. Like sometimes is doing some teaching, sometimes is doing like these kind of situations, mentoring for earlier PhD students, sometimes is participating in research activities. And I think we have a little bit of an advantage as international students, and it's that we've already taken the decision of traveling so far from home, and that's already something so brave to do, that if you engage in these activities, sometimes depending on where you come from, these activities might be more valuable going back home, for example. So while I was in my PhD, I engaged very quickly into doing some teaching, and that was like very valuable experience in Chile, where I got my next job, right? Like saying I have taught at the undergrad level, at the postgrad level in the UK, something that is very well received over there. I was also, some of the things that I taught during my PhD, I didn't necessarily know how to do them, but I decided to learn how to do them. And in the end, those set of skills I learned is exactly the first kind of job I had, going into Chile and then coming back to the UK in the current job I have, actually. So I think, again, as an international student, you should always take advantage of these opportunities, because it's not only for you in terms of getting all these skills that you can apply later, but also you need to understand that for universities, it's also very valuable to have international staff and international students. And universities really benefit from us in terms of having a more diverse set of views in the classroom, having a more diverse set of views in research seminars, etc. So that's what I've realized, that every single thing I did during my first year, second year, third year has come into play in the years to come. So don't, obviously you need to prioritize your PhD, but never underestimate the value of doing extracurricular activities.
Yeah, definitely. I think sometimes it's a concern that people feel that extracurricular activities is taking them away from the PhD. But I've certainly found that it can actually enhance your PhD as well, and your future endeavors. But connected to that, then, did you ever feel a lot of, I understand what you were saying about how beneficial it can be, but it can also be very stressful, or kind of tend to feel quite overwhelming, that you feel this pressure to need to do lots and lots and lots of things. I know I've gotten myself into that situation as well, where I feel like the pressure, thinking ahead, or what am I going to do in future? I have to do as much as I can. That can have quite damaging effects on mental and physical health as well. So how do you balance that? How have you ever kind of felt that sense of overwhelm and stress, and how do you balance planning for the future and engaging in extracurricular activity, but also looking after your mental health, and especially all this away from the comforts of home, doing this all abroad as well?
Of course, yeah. I think that's something that, well, first of all, I think international students, again, we need to give ourselves a lot of credit from, again, packing all of your life in a suitcase and bringing all of your life to another country for however many years you're going to be here. You need to give yourself a lot of credit, because a lot of us come to this country or to all the countries without really knowing anyone here, right? And that's something very stressful, something, again, very brave. And I think, first of all, congratulations to anyone who has ever done it, because that's something great. I do think it's very important, especially during the first year of the PhD, to get into this routine of self-care. And if you come from a country like the country I come from, like Mexico, mental health is never an issue that you are explicitly aware of, right? You always know when you feel tired, when you feel stressed, when you feel sad, when you feel depressed, when you feel happy, but it's not something that you feel is necessary to externalize. You don't necessarily understand that how you're feeling inside is really going to affect how you interact with people, how you're going to interact with your research, how you're going to interact with your job, right? So I think the first thing I would say, the first thing I would say is be open about it, right? Be open about it first with yourself, I think. Be honest with yourself. And if you're feeling sad, acknowledge that you're feeling sad right now, and also acknowledge when you need a bit of help, I think, because, again, that's something, I did my undergrad and my master's degree in Mexico, and at least until that point, universities don't pay any attention to that, right? So it's important for you to know that at whatever degree, universities in the UK do pay attention to student mental health, right? And there might be some things you can do. Specifically me, during my first year of the PhD, I had a lot of issues with mental health and physical health. I remember within the first 4 months of the PhD, I lost 30 kilograms, something like that.
Okay.
It was having such a high toll on my body and my mind that it was really hard to get up in the morning, right? And I sought help, essentially, and I ended up the university. I did my PhD in the University of East Anglia, but I'm sure, and I know of similar programs at the University of York, which is, you can access some sessions of counseling. You can access. There's always people to talk to, and I think if there's any message that I could try to transmit in this interview, is one, that the PhD is such an individual journey, such a specific journey, both in terms of your topic, your circumstances, your background. First of all, you should never start comparing with anyone else, right? You should never think they are ahead of me, they're working more than I am working, you don't know, right? You never know. So embrace your journey. I don't want to sound like a hippie, but embrace your journey, right? Because it's exactly what it is. For some people, it really works. Waking up at 7, working till 5, and that's it, and that's great. For other people like me, I've never been really good at waking up early, but I'm really productive really late at night. So that's fine. That's a great thing about the PhD. And the second thing I would say uh, is to always also understand that everyone in the PhD is going through the same doubts, the same insecurities, the same anxiety as you. So try to talk about it, try to reach for the university. And if at some point you don't feel comfortable enough as an international student to do it, I'm happy if you can reach to me as well, and then I can put you in any contact. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that, for sharing quite personal parts of your journey as well. So I come from Malaysia, and it's very similar in the Far East and Southeast Asia, that mental health is not something that's really talked about, and that's, people are of the mindset that, just shut up and get on with it. That seems to be like the prevalent thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes there is almost a sense of shame around talking about it, or a sense that, oh, you've failed somehow. And I just want to reiterate what you've said about the importance of talking about it. It's not just important, but it's okay. It's perfectly fine. You're not going to be judged for it. And like what you said, Adrián, a lot of people are going through the same things, and they will understand. Everyone in the PhD journey understands the unique challenges of doing PhD research. I'm going to drop a couple of links in the description below for places that you can reach out to for further support, counseling help. There's an open door team. The GSA, the Graduate Students Association, have a wellbeing arm that can be really helpful as well. And also look out for workshops and trainings that are being run around the university that help to deal with these kinds of mental health issues. I've just attended a session on resilience and work-life balance. And it was really great. It was really helpful. I was so energized and like motivated after doing that.
Yeah, of course.
So like definitely look out for sessions like that. And if nothing else, it will put you in touch with people who are also going through similar stresses. You get to see and meet and talk to other people and see that you're not alone.
If I can interject a little bit, is also very important for international students, because there might be some really simple things like, in your highest moments of anxiety or doubt or depression, it might just simply be that different time zones, you can't communicate to anyone at home, right? Because it's so late at night.
Yeah.
But you have all the services that can help you. So is very important. I think what you're doing is very important, because again, there will be a lot of people like me when I first arrived in the UK that simply, it's not that we don't know that these services exist, it's just that we don't know that these services can exist within a university.
Right. Yeah.
So it's great what you're doing. Thank you for that, Jane.
Yeah. And don't underestimate speaking to your supervisors about it as well. I just want to kind of add that in. It is literally their job and their responsibility to help you, not just with the PhD and the thesis, but with your mental well-being. So definitely reach out to them, and they should understand, that as an international student, you are dealing with the additional challenges of being abroad. They're not like a teacher. You're not going to be judged. The supervisors are there to help you. So reach out and speak to them. And I of course second everything that Adrián has talked about. Reaching out, talking about it is a big is a first step, but it's a very big step and an important one. And know that there is support and help for you. Okay, so we're going to wrap up now. Check out the links that I'm going to put down at the bottom for further information. Thank you so much, Adrián. I apologize again for getting your country wrong.
It's fine.
But thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you very much. Again, I'm really happy that you're doing this, and I've always been quite sensitive to what international students and international staff go through. So, if you ever want to reach out or you see me around when we go back to campus and want to talk about it, I'm always happy to help.
Thank you so much again for your time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.